Episode 2. Is he really my soulmate? I soliloquized, questioning whether he was truly my soulmate. I couldn't bring myself to defend him against my own thoughts. As the call ended, I noticed a photo of a woman on his wallpaper, and it was clear to me that she was the same person listed as soulmate in his contacts. Just a few minutes prior, he had proudly shown me a photo of myself on his wallpaper without me even asking. I wasn't the type to snoop through my man's phone, but something didn't feel right. Just as I was lost in thought, Josh walked up to me and pecked me on the cheek. I handed him his phone, which he had left with me, albeit reluctantly. "Your soulmate called," I said, trying to remain calm. Josh took the phone from me and studied my expression. "Remember I told you about Dami?" he asked, still searching my face for a reaction. I sat, speechless, unable to comprehend what he was getting at, waiting for an explanation. "Dami is a family friend who I told you about earlier. My parents think we'll look good together as a couple," Josh explained, but I remained silent. He then unlocked his phone, scrolled to his gallery, and opened a folder with the same lady's photo that I had seen on his wallpaper. "Isn't she beautiful?" he asked, smiling. Regaining my composure, I replied, "Yes, she is. You both will make a perfect couple." Josh continued, "You know, my elder brother married someone from your place, and our parents wanted me to marry someone from our place. But I still want you, you know," Josh confessed. I couldn't believe this was the same man whom I had envisioned marrying and even bragged about to my friends and family. Despite my dad's dislike of him, I had convinced my parents to give their blessings for the relationship, hoping to marry him someday. And now, he was seeking my opinion about a girl his parents, with his approval, wanted him to marry. Keeping my cool, I faked a smile and said, "I understand, but I have to go. Night policy, remember?" I told Josh. "Yes, thank you for understanding," he replied. "I will see you tomorrow, right?" What effrontery! My mind screamed, but I managed to smile and nod. Josh accompanied me to the gate, stopped and said, "I need to return her call." I nodded and watched him walk back into the house, banging the gate behind him. I took a deep breath, exhaled, and tried hard to hold back my tears. I stopped the motorbike and rode to my apartment. My heart was set ablaze, and all I could think of was how foolish I had acted. Josh had shattered my dreams, and at 27 years old, I had no idea where to start. Lying on my bed, clutching my now soaked pillow, I called out to God. "Why did it take you this long? Why didn't you ask me to end this relationship the moment it started? Why after 2 years? I thought you had given me all the answers I needed, and we are all pointing at Josh. What have I done wrong? Where did I miss it?" My questions were unending. I remembered the beautiful memories I had created, how I flaunted my relationship on social media, and how many were blessed by it. I also thought about how much financial and emotional investment I had put into the relationship. I was 90% sure he was God's will for me, only to find out that he was not, or maybe he refused to be. As I cried and prayed, I heard a still voice saying, "Ella, Josh can't handle what you carry. I will send you someone who can handle what you carry." The voice was quite audible to my hearing and could have been mistaken for my thoughts, but I asked again, "God, who?" And the voice came again, "Psalmist." It sounded hilarious to me because everyone knows Samis as the man God chose to use in our generation. He is an international celebrity and a popular one at that, having written countless gospel albums and singles that has blessed lives both at home and abroad. He does not even reside in my region. He is Nigerian and a Lagos resident belonging to the Igala tribe. Everyone knows psalmists, but why would God say He will send psalmists to me? I was confused and laughed it off, thinking that my mind was playing tricks on me. I replied, "How would that even happen?" And the voice replied, "I will give him your contact." I was ecstatic. If God could give my contact to my future husband, then I was sure that I am one of God's precious ones. Even though I didn't hear the voice again, I felt a sense of peace and assurance. A week later, I picked up every piece of my emotional scattered heart and mended it into something beautiful. The words I have heard that very night served as my healing balm. Even though I felt uncertain if God really spoke to me that night, I couldn't forget the fact that 6 months prior, there was a strange encounter. I had visited my friend who was serving in Mina during an interview I was sent there for, and there was a tingling feeling that never departed from my heart. On that fateful day, my friend asked if I could attend a program held yearly at House on the Rock in Mina called Shout. Anna, my friend, was serving as an usher in the church and was leaving a bit early. She suggested that I come with her, but I was reluctant as I had scheduled an interview with a client for 2 p.m. and the program was at 7 p.m. Anna decided to forward the flyer to my WhatsApp number in case I changed my mind. My interview finished at 3 o'clock p.m. and I have returned to my friend's apartment. Exhausted and hungry, I warmed up the food Anna left before leaving. After eating, I retired to bed. I was about to fall asleep when I felt a strong urge to check my WhatsApp. The first message that appeared was Anna's flyer photo. I reluctantly checked the details of the flyer, but the photos of the guest ministers caught my attention. The psalmist was there, along with Moses Bliss, David Dam, Scriptures and Mystery, and a few others whom I wasn't familiar with. The guest preacher was Apostle Joshua Selman Nimak, and I was already a top fan of his messages. Seeing that he would be ministering was a propelling force for me. As I was going through the list of ministers, I heard a voice saying, "There will be a prophecy about your husband." I couldn't fathom what my thoughts were insinuating. I was already in a relationship, so unless the apostle was prophesying about my boyfriend Josh, my thoughts didn't wander far. I got out of bed, got dressed, and left for the venue. By 4 p.m., the hall was packed full of people. It was an all-night program and the turnout was massive. I had never attended such a program before, and this was my first time. I never knew that Christians could have such a massive turnout for a praise program that wasn't tagged as healing and deliverance. The environment was spirit-filled, and you could easily connect with God in such an atmosphere. During the psalmist ministration, I realized that it was my first time encountering him. Every artist came with a different atmosphere, but I found myself reckoning with the psalmist atmosphere more. I was so immersed in the atmosphere that I couldn't control my tongue. It was an experience worth recording in my diary. However, the prophecy that stood out to me was the one I received. I had no idea where it was coming from, but the apostle prophesied over one of the ministers present, not my boyfriend Josh. My thoughts kept asking, could this minister really be God's will for me in marriage? Or does it all mean something else?